So hey there everybody, this is Piper here, and welcome to another Total War battle. So this is actually a Empire Total War battle. I played this battle a while ago, and it's actually myself playing as the Cherokee Nations, and I'm playing with a fellow CoH member called Daud. So we were actually playing this game a while ago. This is actually recorded, the game was actually played last year around about August. And we were both playing Empire Total War at the time, and Daud suggested doing a 2 versus 2. So we thought, why the hell not, let's just play the game and try some stuff out. So I'm taking Cherokee Nations, and this game is set in early period. So Cherokee Nations, Native American faction, fairly weak in late campaign or late period, but they do have some advantages in the early period. They don't have any. They have very few range troops, but they have very good melee stats. So this army is effectively a rush army. I've got 2 units of tribesmen at the front there, and they're basically to take the bulk of the fire. The second line is more than important troops. We've got warriors, pretty cool troops there. Warrior Society. I think that's an elite unit. It appears they have less armor, but yeah, they're elite. They have dye on their arms, so they're going to be elite. Some more tribesmen there. We do have the medicine men as well, and that's another elite unit. We have a lot of lancers and a chief's bodyguard at the back there. So Daud told me about this unit called the Winged Hussars, and I remember this battle because Daud brought these troops, and he's got 4 units of Winged Hussars, and if you just look at the detail of these troops, they're actually really interesting. They've got 2 wings at the back for purely ornamental reasons, for purely decorative reasons. It looks like a leopard skin back as well. So they're obviously lancers, or the hussars, so they're going to be really powerful on the attack, and they're old school, so they have quite ancient armor. Like, you wouldn't really see that kind of outfit on many of the cavalry at that period. They're going to be effective in melee, a little bit weak on. They don't have a rifle themselves, but they are pretty good to look at. So Daud has 4 of them. He has a unit of they're called Kalmuks, and don't know too much about these units, but it appears they are arch unit. They have a bag of arrows there. He has them. He has 2 units of light infantry, and the rest are going to be line. Fighting against Russia and Great Britain. So Russia has 3 light at the front, 2 dragoons right flank, 1 12-pounder foot at the right flank, 2 more dragoons in the left flank, and 1 more 12-pounder, and 4 line. Great Britain has basically a ton of line infantry, 4 light left flank, general's bodyguard, and 2 howitzer. So we've got the artillery firing right there, and I really do like the animations in Empire. I do feel Empire is a weaker game than Rome Total War, Medieval Total War. Probably say it's inferior to Napoleon as well, but there's certain aspects that are really nice, like the detail of the troops and the animations. But we can see here Daud moving his cavalry to the right flank. The Russian player, he's taking fire from he took some fire from the light infantry there, and Daud's going to counter charge with his winged hussars. Now we're going to see these guys in action here. and it's really nice animations right there. So they do seem quite effective, the winged hussars, doing a lot of damage to the dragoons. So the Russian player is going to bring over his other unit of dragoons there, but he's already lost about 15 of those cavalry from the rifle fire from Daud's light infantry. So Daud winning on the left side here, he's managed to destroy 2 units of Russian dragoons, and he's going to close on the artillery. Great Britain is moving round as expected. I've put my lancers, all of my Native American troops, or cavalry, on our left flank, and they're going to back up Daud. So I think, if I remember correctly, we're going to double team Russia here. Combination of, I've got really good, I mean the Native American troops, they're not professional army, they don't have any sort of line infantry as such, but they do have really good melee stats, and they have fairly good lancers. So I think the idea here is we're going to double team Russia, get the warriors, we'll get the Cherokee tribesmen involved, take out Russia. So again, the artillery right there, really good animations. I'm just going to watch this shot here. I can see here the Russian line firing against the Polish line. Can I see it here? Yeah. So doing some damage against the troops there. Obviously left side, the rest of the Russian cavalry's been wiped out by the winged hussars. Moving forward, my Native American warriors, and they're going to close in on the Russians. Now the Russians in Empire Total War, they do have higher melee stats than other lines, but they don't have the range ability of, say, the British. So they're probably quite suited to fighting the Cherokee Nation warriors. They're still going to lose, but they'll probably do better than the British would do. So we can see here, Daud's moved forward the rest of his winged hussars. Some of my lancers came in there as well, and Daud also got the outflank. So the whole of the Russian army has been wiped out now. That's just all the tribal cavalry charging through with the winged hussars, and they're going to mow down the retreating Russian troops. Something that Russia is really good at is they don't have the line that Great Britain has. They have inferior range troops, but they have a lot of really cheap troops. So you can bring cheap militia, cheap Cossacks. You can see here more of the hussars are coming in here, and some of the tribal warriors as well. So these guys are going to get destroyed here. So if you're playing as Russia, you really want to bring Cossacks. The line is okay, but not as good as other factions. Although after saying that, with the line you do get higher melee stats. So Russia's a different faction, needs to be played in a certain way. I'm not the best at Empire Total War or Napoleon. I played briefly in a clan for Napoleon Total War, and I was kind of trained a little bit as well. To be honest, my own experience of Napoleon Total War online, it's a little bit unbalanced. It's a little bit of a camp fest. In Rome Total War you have a set of rules called, if you ever played that game, CWB, and that pretty much dictates, it's a set of rules to make the game more balanced, to make it more enjoyable. Just check here, my cavalry is going to try and chase down the artillery. Well, they're treating light infantry. We're going to also attack the artillery as well, taking some damage there. So cool, the horses for Cherokee Nation. See, as I was saying before, I don't know if there's a set. Usually the set rules in Empire Napoleon, you get different ones. Quite often it's 5 light max, no artillery, no fixed artillery, max 2 artillery, stuff like that. It's quite often no artillery, 5 light. But there's a lot of camping involved and a lot of players. Getting the first shot in is really important in any Total War game, but more so for Empire and Napoleon. You really need to get the first shot in Napoleon. You do get a mass advantage by getting the first volley of kills, and that's something that's kind of not messed the game up, but it's kind of taken away from the strategy involved in the game. You see here, cavalry is not as important in Empire as it is in Rome Total War. You see here, infantry has the square formation, which can repel cavalry, and you tend to find a volley from musket fire into cavalry does a lot of damage. However, you can see here, Daud's pulling round his winged hussars, and you see there, they've taken a volley fire from the light infantry, and you see that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably like 20 troops from that volley there have died, and these winged hussars are really expensive. So cavalry isn't as important in previous titles as it is in Napoleon or Empire, but still do have uses. For example, they can harass troops. You can see here, it's obviously the British players, he knows some of the tricks involved. If you have a unit in square formation, they have slightly longer range. So he was trying to maximise that a little bit there. You can see Daud, that's how you really want to have your infantry in the game. You want to have a line like that, 1 man deep or 2 men deep. I'd usually recommend 2 men deep, but they just take a lot less fire in that formation. So Daud's pulling around his winged hussars there. We'll have another look at the unit. Again, I'm a big fan of units like this. I bought the DLC unit for Empire. It was actually for Napoleon. You get a unit called the Scots Greys. And there's actually a video on my channel called The Charge of the Royal Scots Greys. It's about the charge at Waterloo. And just the charge here by the hussars, just devastating the backs of the enemy. And again, Empire, just like any other Total War game, morale is a big important factor, and getting charges from the back decreases morale of the enemy, and they're going to rout soon. So we've got our warriors coming in there as well. These guys are melee specialists. Again, we're going to outflank. That's 3 full strength units of British light routed. Left side, we're engaging the rest of the British line, and they're going to rout quite soon. And we have our lancers coming around the backs there. So that's going to be a victory for the CoH side. I think it's always quite good to play. Obviously, Crusaders of Hell are our Rome Total War clan, but it's always good to play other games. You never want to just play the same game again and again. You get bored of it and you lose interest, and it's always good to sort of try new things. And it was a really fun battle. I don't often play other members of CoH, other games, so it's always fun and interesting playing different games and seeing if you can still work as a team in other genres. So we actually played a game with Left 4 Dead as well, Daud, which is quite fun. But again, it's going to be a win for us. That's the last of the British troops there. So we have our unit of General's Bodyguard fighting the British General's Bodyguard. And that's going to be a win for us here. So we see here it says victory. For some reason, Daud, the game's messed up the wording here. I should be, see which piper there, it should be Daud that's the top there. I played as the Cherokee Nations. I had 881 kills and Daud had 721 kills. And we were playing against Warrior George 123 and Benny V. So that was a great game. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Definitely stay tuned for more videos. Hopefully I'll get some more Empire or Napoleon videos up there as well. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This is Piper signing off.